Welcome to Roots from LNER, now BLT or G&T. With food and drink delivered to your seat, it's freedom all the way with LNER. Hello there, I'm Jenni Falconer, and on this episode, we are diving, very quietly, of course, into the travel mind of actor, comedian, writer, presenter. He's done everything. Stephen Mangan, thank you very much for joining
My
me
pleasure.
in the Quiet Coach. Would you ever sit in the Quiet Coach?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan of the Quiet Coach. Um, who enjoys hearing someone else barking out a phone call? Especially those people who haven't worked out that their voice is amplified on the phone. They don't need to shout. They need to actually be heard by the person 4 miles away.
It's when people do like FaceTime calls, so you can hear both sides of the conversation as well.
I think that's bad. I think the worst is people watching Instagram videos. So it's just constantly changing. It's like, get some headphones.
Yeah. Simple
Borrow mine.
solution. Simple solution. Right, now in this episode, Stephen, we are going to look into the big three, which is your snacks, your hacks, and your tracks. So it's how you wind down when you're away, basically. So if we start with the most important thing, right? Snacks. What is it that you need to have when you travel? What are the things that you can't go without?
Well, whenever I take any journey, especially a train journey, I panic that I will go hungry. I don't know where this comes from. I've never been hungry. My parents fed me as a child. There is food everywhere you look these days. I'm not going to starve, but I get to the station and I panic. I'm not going to have enough food. So I buy way too much food. And then I feel guilty on the train and try and eat all of it. So if you see me unhappily tucking into a 16th banana, that's why. I eat a lot on the train.
This sounds healthy, though. You haven't gone 16th packet of minstrels. You've gone 16th banana.
No, I will buy what I think are healthy snacks. I will buy kombucha.
Oh, wow.
I will buy nuts. A lot of calories, but it's protein, isn't it? I will buy fruit. I'm a big one for buying buckets of blueberries and strawberries. I will shovel armfuls. I mean, I do when I'm doing my radio show on a Sunday as well. I'm constantly eating blueberries. They're probably the worst thing you can eat on the radio because they end up sort of choking on them, especially when you realise you've got a link to do in 3 seconds and you've just shoveled half a ton of blueberries into your face. So
I had heard at Classic that they have found lights like blue dye on the desk every now and again. Is that what it is?
Classic FM. That's my problem. And you think, classic tracks tend to be between 8 and 12, sometimes 18 minutes long. You'd think I'd have time, but there I am throwing stuff down me. And also as a runner, I'm always hungry. So I'll bring maybe a protein shake, like a recovery shake that I'll have with milk. For after a run or just when I feel like it. Protein balls I like, just the kind of peanutty ones. I've watched some documentaries recently about what's in some of the other ones and it's horrifying, so I'm sticking to those from now on. But yeah, I'm a great snacker. I will eat and eat and eat.
I have now just like an image in my mind of you on a train, like basically with a fruitmonger in front of you on the table.
Yeah, I'm that guy who opens his laptop and starts bringing stuff out of his bag.
It's like a Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah, it just never
snacks.
ends. I'm eyeing the snacks up on the table, actually.
Please, you can help yourself. These might not be good for you, though. They are like more like biscuits and cookies.
My weak point is always after doing anything like this or recording something on the telly, you come back to your dressing room, and because I don't know what it is, you suddenly feel like you need sugar, and I can empty a gift basket in seconds. That one is in trouble.
What would you do after a race, though? Do you go and what do you eat after that? Like,
well, we did a race last weekend.
Yeah. You finished before me, so you had disappeared by the time I mean, you weren't even that far ahead. You were like 7 minutes ahead, but by the time I got back, gone, not interested.
I hit the buffet. We were lucky because we had a buffet in that little tent we were in, and I hit it very hard. And it was a very healthy buffet as well. I ate a massive amount, and then I ate 4 slices I had a piece of Battenberg, I had a brownie, I had about 4 pieces of cake.
Okay, I'm pleased. I'm glad you've put some cake in. I thought you were just really healthy for a minute.
I caked it up, and then I cycled home.
Oh,
And then I cycled to my radio show and ate more snacks.
My God, you just
But if you keep running, you have to. I mean, the trouble is, in order to burn off all the snacks I'm eating, I'm having to run further and further. I'm having to do about 40 miles a week just to stay on top of the calorie intake.
But that's what you do. That's why you run.
Yeah.
You run so you can eat. I think that's the way it works. Right,
Yeah.
let's go into what music you listen to when you're away. What are your tracks of choice?
Wow, I've got quite an eclectic taste, so I will listen to all sorts of stuff. But we do have, when we go to the west coast of Ireland with my boys, and it tends to be my boys, my wife, there's a lot of Mangans out there. And we tend to spend all afternoon drinking tea and talking about other Mangans. And for some reason, my wife would rather do something else. I don't know why.
Strange.
Seems to me like an ideal way to spend a week. But she'll go and visit her family, and I'll take my boys, and we'll land at Knock Airport. And we have a routine now where it's an hour and 40-minute drive from the airport to Belmullet, the little town where my family live. And we listen to the White Album.
Okay.
It's a thing that's just developed over the years.
Is this something that you have kind of introduced, obviously, to your boys, and now it's like not a choice? Have they not gone, well, we'd rather listen to?
I think maybe one of the first times we did it, I put on and the White Album is, if you know it, is quite a bonkers album, and it's got some very silly short songs and some sort of ring obla di obla, some very and then some real epic While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and so I think they just enjoyed listening to it and now insist on it.
Okay, that's it, and that's the exact distance.
That's the exact distance, and we have to listen to it. And there's no skipping. If you're bored of a song, tough, it's going to be played.
Okay, perfect.
But that it starts with Back in the USSR. So when that comes on, I'm like, we're on holiday.
But that's nice. I mean, they will forever, that'll be etched in their minds forever now. They'll
Yeah.
probably force that on their children one day.
They will. And I mean, when I was growing up, it was a song by Don Williams, country and western singer, that reminds me of that part of the world, called I Recall a Gypsy Woman. And all my uncles seemed to play it. And it was just the soundtrack of me growing up. So I've not given them that. I've given them the Beatles instead.
Okay, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So when you are away, when you're not running and when you're not working, and when you're not on the train, when you've got little pockets of time, what do you do? How do you switch off?
I'm a reader. I love reading. Ever since I was a kid, I mean, when I was younger, I used to read I'd read at the dinner table. I mean, because my mum and my two sisters would sit on one side and Dad and I would sit on the other, which meant we had a sort of space between us on the bench. And I just have a book there. That's my joy. I think standing on the doorstep when you know you're heading out for a 2 or 3 hour run, or lying on the bed with a book, knowing you've got an hour or two before you have to do anything else. I think those are the moments when I'm happiest.
Have you ever done audiobooks? So you can listen while you're running?
I do, and I find if you find the right one, it's fantastic. But I think with audiobooks, don't you, within the first 15 seconds, I'm just not going to get on with this reader. That voice, either I switch off and just stop listening, but yeah, you find the right person. And it's often the person who's written it, I find, can read it really well. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll listen to podcasts and audiobooks while I'm running all the time.
What about your travel hacks? I mean, you travel a lot. You must have it down to a fine art now.
Do you know what? I used to be a very light traveller. I don't know what's happened. The older I get, the more stuff I have. I'm like those sort of comedy films set in the 30s when people turn up with hat boxes and endless trunks. And
So you're not just at one small rucksack and you're good to go?
No, I have to have a pillow now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because I just can't do hotel pillows. So I'm one of those people who travels with a pillow.
Everywhere, even if you're going on a flight, anything, you bring your own.
Yep. If I'm going abroad,
Do you
I
take it
still
as
leave a
hand
pillow.
luggage or in your suitcase?
It goes in the suitcase. I need all my running gear.
Yeah.
I need all the various chargers for the earpods, and I need heart monitors, and I need my laptop so I can look at the data later about, what heart zone I was in when and what my maximum heart zone was, and yeah, all of that.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
I need shakers for the protein shakes.
Okay.
I need all the various sachets with the protein stuff in it. I may even need to bring some milk if I'm going to a place where I don't think, because there's nothing worse than turning up
I don't
late.
trust this part of the country. They might not have milk.
They might just have those little UHT
Oh,
sachets.
yes.
I'm not emptying 16 of those into a protein shaker. I need my running shoes, obviously. I may need to bring some stuff to wear for the job. So yeah, I reckon Kim Kardashian travels with less gear than I do.
Out of before we finish, is there anywhere that you've been to that you think, looking back, is the one place that's inspired you or shaped you, somewhere that it's the most meaningful to you?
That's a really hard question to answer because there's so many. I've been really lucky and to travel a lot and to see a lot of great places. I do keep returning to the southwest of Britain and that Devon Cornwall coastline. I've ended up one way or another doing quite a lot of that southwest path, which runs from Dorset right round, I think, to Somerset again. You go all, I mean, it's epic. I think that's just a stunning bit of the country. It reminds me a bit of the west coast of Ireland. Maybe there's something of that in there, but I just associate it with this country at its best. We've got a new judge this year for landscape artist. She's French and she lived in the UK, Ava Longray. And she's lived in the UK in London for quite a long time. But she was so stunned by going to the Lake District, for example. She said, well, I just didn't think you had this kind of landscape in this country. And it's stunning. And I feel the same way about the Southwest Path. I think it's just epic and gorgeous. And I often, when I'm in the middle of a particularly hectic bit of my schedule, I dream about throwing everything into 46 rucksacks and maybe a couple of wheelie suitcases, but just going and doing that, just walking or running day after day. It's sort of a fantasy, like escape route in my mind to go and just go down to Cornwall and Devon and just walk and run that bit of coast and do nothing but that for weeks and weeks. I'd love to do that.
It would be lovely to do that. How you've just got to find some time to fit that in.
And enough people to carry all the suitcases that you bring.
Isn't that what your children are for?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Thank you so much, Stephen. It has been just a joy to have you on this. We're nearly at the end of this. And one thing we ask everyone is what you've learned about yourself as a traveller.
Some people, I think, travel to arrive somewhere new and get there. I think for me, the travel is the bit that I love. And I think I've learned that I kind of need to be constantly traveling. Now is not the time to wonder what psychological flaw I have that means I need to be essentially on the run at all times. But something in me does. When I think about going off to do Landscape Artist of the Year, yes, I love watching the painters. Yes, I love being somewhere new. But it's the train journey and the run that I'll do when I get there that most excite me.
Yeah. Stephen, thank you so much for joining me here on The Quiet Coach with LNER. The 11th series of Landscape Artist of the Year is back on Sky Arts in January. And if you like what you heard today, why not rate and review it wherever you get your podcasts, and also make sure you follow us. See you soon. Clear your inbox or think outside the box. On LNER, it's freedom all the way. Roots from LNER is a Distorted production.